Have you ever experienced chronic fatigue, a lack of energy, and a daily decline in vitality? What if I told you that something as natural as an orgasm might be decreasing your life expectancy and speeding up the aging process? We'll show you in this video how seminal retention may hold the secret to stopping this process and living a longer, healthier, and more active life. Discover how minor adjustments can have a significant impact on your health and well-being by sticking with me through to the finish. The first chapter's introduction to sexual energy and its significance provides an intriguing and essential foundation for comprehending the profound influence that seminal retention can have on our lives. The book, The Creation of Supermen, by Dr. Raymond W. Bernard, challenges us to reconsider ideas that are frequently overlooked or misunderstood in contemporary culture. A viewpoint that defies accepted wisdom and leads us on a path of greater self-awareness and self-care is the notion that seminal retention is not only a natural practice, but also necessary for preserving health and longevity. The chapter creates a clear link between maintaining our sexual energy and maintaining our physical vitality by discussing the loss of sexual fluids as a cause of accelerated aging and shortened life expectancy. This link implies that sexual energy is a vital force that, when appropriately controlled, can have a positive impact on a variety of aspects of our physical and mental well-being rather than just being a result of our reproductive processes. Therefore, seminal retention is not merely shown as an abstinence technique, but rather as a deliberate tactic to focus and reroute this energy toward more noble and advantageous goals. Dr. Bernard makes a strong case for the critical significance of sexual fluids using a scientific methodology. He gives us theories and data to back up the notion that maintaining these fluids is inextricably tied to our general health. It's also noteworthy how he emphasizes that the natural advantages of preserving natural fluids cannot be replaced by techniques like meditation, vitamins, or groundbreaking retention exercises. This makes us consider how crucial it is to go back to methods that are more in line with our innate biology rather than depending on band-aid fixes that frequently fail to address the underlying cause of the issue. In my opinion, this viewpoint provides novel insight into how we perceive and control our life force. Instant gratification and constant release are frequently promoted in our day and age, frequently at the expense of our long-term well-being. It's fascinating and empowering to consider that seminal retention may hold the secret to a longer, better life. We are able to live more deliberately and consciously because it empowers us to take charge of our own vitality. Additionally, the link between lifespan and sexual energy implies a close relationship between our spiritual and physical selves. When protected and channeled, sexual energy may be a potent force that propels our spiritual and personal development. This is quite in line with many spiritual teachings that stress the value of using our energy in positive ways in order to reach a higher level of fulfillment and harmony. Thus, seminal retention is not only a physical discipline, but also a way of thinking that inspires us to live more deliberately and completely. She encourages us to acknowledge the inherent worth of our sexual energy and to harness it for our spiritual and psychological growth. By doing this, we develop a closer bond with the cosmos and ourselves, in addition to maintaining our health and living longer. In summary, the significance of sexual energy and seminal retention is firmly and persuasively established in the first chapter. It pushes us to reevaluate our habits and convictions and to approach our vitality with greater awareness and purpose. This chapter, in my opinion, as the head of the Gods of Semen channel, is a wake-up call for everyone. It is an invitation to set out on a path of self-awareness and metamorphosis, where conserving our sexual vitality turns into a keystone for living a longer, healthier, and more spiritually satisfying life. With this knowledge, we can start to realize our greatest potential and develop into genuinely superhuman beings at our core. To fully comprehend the significance of seminal retention in our life, one must have a thorough understanding of how reproductive organs work and how fluid is produced. This chapter thoroughly examines the anatomy and function of these organs, demonstrating the critical roles that each one plays in preserving our mental and physical well-being. As we learn more about the complex roles played by the sex glands, we see that these secretions are essential energy sources that support a variety of body processes rather than merely being biological waste products. As was mentioned, the loss of these fluids causes a substantial loss of vital energy, that powers our body in many ways, making it more than just a physical problem. As a result, seminal retention becomes a deliberate tactic to maintain this essential energy, as well as an abstinence practice. The slow reduction of this energy, which is linked to aging naturally, emphasizes how crucial it is to protect sexual fluid integrity in order to prevent physical and mental deterioration and maintain young. The way that the physics underlying this hypothesis supports long-standing spiritual traditions that channel sexual energy to support longevity and personal development is remarkable. It is evident from examining the structure of the reproductive organs that fluid production is inextricably tied to our vitality. Every gland and secretion plays a part in maintaining our body's equilibrium and harmonious operation. When this natural process is disrupted by the loss of sexual fluids, a number of physiological reactions occur that have a detrimental impact on our overall health. Thus, seminal retention maintains both these fluids and the vital energy that keeps our bodies functioning at their best. In my opinion, this viewpoint provides groundbreaking understanding of the relationship between our sexual energy and bodily well-being. Human culture tends to undervalue sexual energy, emphasizing surface-level characteristics of sexuality rather than its actual significance for human life and vitality. By encouraging us to view sexual energy as a vital power that should be conserved and channeled toward greater objectives, rather than as something to be discarded, seminal retention challenges us to rethink how we relate to sexuality. Age-related gradual depletion of this energy emphasizes the necessity of adopting behaviors that help us better store and utilize this energy. By avoiding needless fluid loss, seminal retention helps us preserve an energy reserve that can be utilized to support mental well-being, improve cognitive function, and fortify our physical prowess. In addition to slowing down the aging process, this method gives us the ability to live more fully and intentionally, maximizing each moment of our lives. The assumption that human health cannot be divided into discrete components is further supported by the connection between sexual fluids and other body functions. Since every area of our body is interrelated, maintaining a particular part, like our sexual fluids, directly affects our general health. This leads to a more comprehensive view of health, in which every self-care activity needs to be viewed as a component of a larger, interconnected whole. Therefore, seminal retention is not merely a standalone activity, but rather a vital component of a way of life that aims to achieve balance and harmony between the body and the mind. In addition to slowing down the aging process, maintaining these essential fluids helps us better connect with our inner potential and energy. By acknowledging the inherent worth of our sexual energy and utilizing it to further our spiritual and personal development, this practice inspires us to live more mindfully. This chapter's scientific approach is especially compelling since it offers a strong foundation for comprehending the significance of seminal retention. Dr. Raymond W. Bernard urges us to reconsider our self-care habits by emphasizing that techniques like meditation, vitamins, even groundbreaking retention exercises cannot take the place of the natural benefits of preserving natural fluids. It makes us understand that our biological potential is the real source of our vitality, and that maintaining this energy is essential to our long-term health. Many of the values we uphold on the Gods of Semen channel are strongly aligned with this viewpoint. We think that by boosting our vitality, mental clarity, and physical strength, seminal retention is a potent technique that can change our life. Knowing the functions of the reproductive organs and the significance of sexual fluids gives us the ability to make more thoughtful choices regarding our health and well-being, and to adopt behaviors that have a significant impact on our lives. The significance of an integrated approach to personal development is further shown by the relationship between sexual energy and both physical and mental health. Reaching our maximum potential requires a balance between the body and the mind, which is promoted by seminal retention, which teaches us how to better channel our energy. By acknowledging our inner strength and utilizing it to build a longer, healthier, and more spiritually fulfilling life, this practice inspires us to live more consciously. The second chapter concludes by providing us with a thorough understanding of how the reproductive organs work and the significance of sexual fluids in preserving our health and vitality. In order to conserve this important vitality, postpone aging, and advance holistic well-being, seminal retention becomes a crucial discipline. As the host of the Gods of Semen channel, I view this chapter as a crucial component of spiritual and personal growth, offering insightful information that enables us to live more fully and consciously. In addition to maintaining our physical and emotional well-being, seminal retention helps us develop a closer bond with our true selves, which unlocks our entire potential and gets us closer to our ultimate goal of being superhuman. The physiological effects of sexual fluid loss are thoroughly discussed in the third chapter, which offers an analysis that directly connects this loss to aging and the deterioration of body processes. According to the main argument, the removal of these fluids causes brittle bones, weak muscles, increased body fat, and nutritional deficiencies, which ultimately make the body more vulnerable to disease and less able to withstand elements that would typically result in death. Additionally, it distinguishes between the accelerated process brought on by the gradual reduction of sexual fluids and natural aging. This method brings up intriguing issues regarding the relationship between sexual vitality and general health. The notion that seminal retention can be essential for preserving youth and averting physical and mental deterioration is highly compatible with spirituality and personal development methods that emphasize regulating and directing sexual energy for the sake of self-transformation. It is important to keep in mind, though, that a lot of the assertions stated in this chapter are not well supported by science. The medical world does not generally acknowledge or validate the direct connection between the loss of sexual fluids and physical deterioration, including brittle bones and weak muscles. Although some people may benefit psychologically and spiritually from seminal retention, there isn't enough solid scientific data to support the claims that it stops biological aging or substantially enhances physical health. The claim that the primary cause of aging, as opposed to natural aging, is the loss of sexual fluids needs to be critically examined. A multitude of genetic, environmental, and behavioral factors contribute to the complex process of aging. It oversimplifies biological reality and ignores other important variables when this process is reduced to a single source, such as the loss of sexual fluids. Furthermore, scientific research does not generally establish the link between seminal retention and preventing disease or enhancing the body's resistance. It is crucial to understand that maintaining physical health requires a variety of elements, such as a balanced diet, consistent exercise, enough sleep, and stress management, even though the practice can help with feelings of well-being and enhanced felt vitality. It is crucial for the Gods of Semen channel's leader to approach these subjects from a balanced standpoint, acknowledging the possible psychological and spiritual advantages of seminal retention, while also being conscious of the limitations and dearth of scientific proof for some of the most persuasive claims made in this chapter. It is more comprehensive and grounded to advise viewers to embrace healthy habits that cover both mental and physical wellness. Promoting consultation with trained medical specialists is also crucial for people looking to enhance their emotional and physical well-being. A balanced and successful strategy for preserving health and vitality must be combined with healthy, evidence-based lifestyle choices, even while practices like seminal retention may be helpful to some people in terms of their spiritual and personal growth. In conclusion, the third chapter provides an interesting examination of the potential repercussions of sexual fluid loss. Nonetheless, it is important to approach it critically and with knowledge. Viewers will have a more thorough and practical grasp of how to optimize their vitality and lifespan if groundbreaking retention techniques are incorporated within a larger health and wellness framework, acknowledging both their potential advantages and disadvantages. The fourth chapter's presentation of the sexual gland's significance for human vitality strikes a deep chord with the values we uphold on the Gods of Semen channel. Going beyond their conventional reproductive purpose to include a wider spectrum of hormonal impacts that affect all bodily functions, this chapter skillfully shows the crucial role that the sex glands play in preserving the body's critical energy. The narrator reaffirms the idea that maintaining the sexual glands and their secretions is inextricably related to overall health and vigor by describing how they serve as both reproductive organs and hubs for the synthesis of important hormones. It is suggested that seminal retention is an essential tactic to guarantee that these glands continue to produce the hormones required to sustain both mental and physical well-being. One of the primary causes of the physical and mental deterioration that comes with aging is thought to be the ongoing loss of fluids, which damages the sexual glands. This viewpoint not only emphasizes the significance of seminal retention, but it also shows a clear link between maintaining youth and vigor and preserving sexual fluids. We are effectively safeguarding a key supply of energy that underpins numerous vital body activities by maintaining the function of the sex glands. In my opinion, this strategy is a groundbreaking idea that questions established ideas about men's health and sexuality. The focus on seminal retention provides a potent alternative that emphasizes the conservation and deliberate channeling of sexual energy toward greater goals in a culture that frequently encourages rapid fulfillment and the constant discharge of sexual energy. This practice fosters a harmonic balance between the body and the mind by strengthening mental and spiritual well-being in addition to physical health. Moreover, the connection between the sex glands' hormonal activity and general health supports the notion that a complex web of hormonal exchanges sustains our vitality. By maintaining the health of these glands, seminal retention guarantees the efficient production and distribution of vital hormones, which benefits the body as a whole. This involves controlling metabolism, preserving bone health, muscle mass, and even emotional equilibrium. This chapter's point of view also makes us consider the relationship between longevity and sexual vigor. We are encouraging a longer, healthier life in addition to slowing down the aging process by maintaining sexual fluids. Through this practice, we can preserve a store of vital energy that we can use to support our everyday activities, enhance our mental and physical performance, and promote overall vitality and well-being. Seminal retention is a potent instrument for self-awareness and inner development in the context of spirituality and personal development. We can achieve greater levels of creativity, concentration, and mental clarity by managing and focusing our sexual energy. This enables us to more fully connect with our inner purpose and essence in addition to more successfully achieving our professional and personal goals. Therefore, seminal retention is a philosophy of life that inspires us to live more deliberately and consciously, rather than only a physical activity. It serves as a reminder of how crucial it is to value and conserve our important energy, because it is essential to protecting our health and well-being. By engaging in this practice, we are actively choosing to care for ourselves in a holistic manner, encouraging harmony and balance among our body, mind, and spirit. In addition, the focus on seminal retention and sex gland preservation forces us to reevaluate our views and actions toward sexuality. We are encouraged to see the discharge of sexual energy as a chance to preserve and refocus that energy toward more noble goals rather than as an act of consummation. This change in viewpoint has the potential to change how we view sexuality, turning it from a fleeting act of pleasure into a source of strength in life. By emphasizing the hormonal significance of the sexual glands, the scientific method described in this chapter provides a strong foundation for the seminal retention technique. By highlighting the need of preserving these fluids for general health, Dr. Raymond W. Bernard gives us a scientific rationale for a behavior that has been prized by spiritual traditions for thousands of years. Our comprehension and admiration of seed retention as a complex discipline that enhances every area of our lives is strengthened by this blending of science and spirituality. I view this chapter as a key component in developing our message and mission as the head of the Gods of Semen channel. It highlights seminal retention as a crucial technique for preserving vital energy and longevity, underscoring the significance of our holistic approach to health and personal growth. By imparting this knowledge to our audience, we are encouraging a healthier, more balanced, and spiritually full life by enabling our viewers to take charge of their own vitality. The significance of the sex glands in human vitality is thoroughly examined in the 4th chapter, which concludes by drawing a clear link between maintaining general health and seminal retention. In order to reach a greater state of balance and fulfillment, he encourages us to embrace conscious techniques of storing and directing sexual energy, which he acknowledges as an important life force. With this knowledge, we can realize our greatest potential, live more fully and intentionally, and become closer to our innermost potential as superhuman beings. One of the most intriguing and enlightening conversations we can have regarding the inherent strength of male life energy is the one that this 5th chapter explores: the relationship between sexual energy and lifespan. Dr. Jr. and Dr. Voronov. Brinkley presents seminal retention as a crucial practice for anyone looking to enhance their vitality and longevity, offering a novel viewpoint that not only prolongs life but also retains young. When maintained, sexual energy, which has been called a vital force, can transform into various types of physical energy that power the brain and muscles, extending and improving life expectancy. This perspective goes beyond conventional ideas of sexuality by arguing that sexual energy is a potent source of energy that can be directed toward different facets of mental and physical health, rather than merely being a result of reproduction processes. In this setting, seminal retention is portrayed as a deliberate tactic to refocus this essential energy toward more noble and advantageous goals, in addition to being an abstinence practice. This is very in line with the concept we espouse on the Gods of Semen channel, which values sexual energy conservation and mindful usage as essential foundations for spiritual and human growth. The research and ideas of Drs. Voronoff and Junior Brinkley offers a scientific foundation that supports the notion that longevity and seminal retention are directly related. They contend that stored sexual energy can be transformed into different body energy types, such muscle and brain energy, which helps people become more physically and mentally resilient as they age. This energy transformation is similar to the alchemical process, which refines raw energy and uses it more effectively and potently inside the human body. This link, in my opinion, is a revelation that questions long-held beliefs about men's health and sexuality. The notion that we can intentionally reroute sexual energy to extend our lives and boost our vitality is incredibly powerful in a time where quick fulfillment and the constant discharge of sexual energy are frequently promoted. This enables us to live more deliberately and consciously by empowering us to take charge of our own life energy. By maintaining sexual vitality, seminal retention enhances emotional and spiritual well-being in addition to physical health. Retained energy is used to fuel the brain, encouraging better reasoning and creativity, which greatly improves mental clarity, concentration, and willpower. A more active and healthy existence is also facilitated by the benefits of muscle energy, which leads to increased physical strength and endurance. The discovery that people who practice seminal retention typically have higher health and well-being indicators throughout time lends credence to the idea that seminal retention can extend life. Maintaining a good hormonal balance is crucial for preventing illnesses and delaying the aging process, and it is closely related to the retention of sexual energy. The proper operation of every body system depends on this hormonal balance, which guarantees that every organ and tissue gets the energy it needs to function at its best. Additionally, seminal retention fosters a sense of control over one's life and increased self-confidence. People gain more self-control and discipline by mastering their own sexual energy, and this shows in every aspect of their lives. This practice enhances mental resilience in addition to physical health, enabling people to overcome obstacles with greater ease and tenacity. Increased spiritual energy is likewise inextricably tied to the practice of seminal retention. Significant spiritual progress occurs when sexual energy is redirected toward greater purposes. Meditation, contemplation, and spiritual activities that foster a deeper comprehension of oneself and the cosmos can all benefit from this energy. Achieving a balanced and completely fulfilling existence requires this spiritual development. This link between sexual energy and lifespan is essential to the Gods of Semen channel's goal of advancing holistic health and individual growth. In order to maintain their vigor and extend their lives, we urge our viewers to embrace groundbreaking retention techniques. In addition to maintaining our physical and mental well-being, seminal retention helps us develop a spiritual vitality that strengthens our connection to our inner essence and purpose. When applied thoughtfully and consciously, seminal retention can be a potent tool for life change. It enables us to maximize our vital energy by focusing it on goals that are important to us and that advance our spiritual and personal fulfillment. This enables us to lead more balanced, healthy, and fulfilled lives, reaching a state of well-being that enables us to deal with life's obstacles with greater poise and fortitude. In summary, this chapter's presentation of the link between sexual energy and longevity offers a deep and insightful examination of the ways in which seminal retention can enhance our quality of life. We can increase our lifespan, enhance our mental and physical well-being, and attain better spiritual harmony by preserving and transforming sexual energy. By encouraging us to take charge of our own vitality, this exercise helps us live more deliberately and consciously, and gets us closer to our innermost potential as superhuman beings. One of the most useful and transforming aspects of our guide to male vitality is the practice of seminal retention and its advantages, which are explained in the 6th chapter. This chapter is a veritable guide for anyone looking to integrate groundbreaking retention strategies into their everyday routines, providing detailed instructions along with a thorough comprehension of the observable advantages these practices can give. The narrator leads us on a journey of self-discovery and personal empowerment via thorough exercises, meditation techniques, and good lifestyle choices. The particular exercises offered are intended to assist people in keeping their sexual energy under control and efficiently channeling it to boost their physical and mental vitality. In addition to teaching abstinence, these activities teach how to channel energy that would otherwise be wasted during sexual release into more constructive, higher goals. Regularly performing these exercises can result in a notable improvement in physical vitality, giving men the energy and readiness to take on everyday obstacles with newfound vigor. The chapter's meditation techniques are similarly significant since they give the mind a strong instrument for concentration and the deliberate release of stored energy. Meditation fosters inner harmony and tranquility in addition to improving mental control. Through the integration of meditation and seminal retention, people can noticeably increase their emotional control, resilience, and ability to handle stress. This blend of mental and physical exercises provides a strong foundation for ongoing spiritual and psychological growth. The chapter discusses the significance of good lifestyle choices to promote seminal retention, in addition to physical activity and meditation techniques. This involves eating a well-balanced meal full of nutrients that promote healthy hormones and essential energy. Maintaining sexual energy and the body's capacity to transfer it to other parts of the body, such as the brain and muscles, depend heavily on proper diet. Lean proteins, healthy fats, and antioxidant-rich meals can all help optimize the advantages of seminal retention, resulting in improved general health and longer lifespans. Do you feel exhausted and unmotivated all the time? Learn how seminal retention can increase your energy and lengthen your life, reversing this process. From the Gods of Semen channel, I'm Laert, and I have some incredible news to share with you. I introduced the Semen Retention Success Path audiobook, a comprehensive manual covering the 6 main areas of seminal retention that contains over 2 hours of insightful information. This audiobook offers the secret to regaining your vitality, developing deeply as a person, and accessing a wealth of living energy. You will also receive a 30% discount on my special booklet, The Art of Semen Retention for Men, if you purchase the audiobook. This ebook contains effective methods for spiritual development, emotional equilibrium, and finding your life's purpose. You can realize your full potential with the help of this booklet. Additionally, I am introducing a new member page on the channel which will provide the chance to become a wonderful supporter with exclusive YouTube perks, adding even more news and motivation to the channel. And it's not over yet. A sneak peek at my upcoming book, Alchemy of the Gods, will introduce you to Kundalini, crystalline oil, and spiritual freedom. Don't pass up this opportunity to change your life altogether. Purchase the Semen Retention Success Path now to begin your path to a longer, healthier, and more spiritually satisfying life. These activities have numerous and profound concrete effects. One of the most obvious benefits is improved mental clarity, which enables people to concentrate better on their everyday responsibilities and make wiser decisions. An increased ability to engage in physical activity and sustain a high level of performance in all facets of life is another benefit of seminal retention, which produces the greatest physical energy. Enhancement of emotional regulation also contributes to internal stability, which lowers anxiety and fosters a stronger sense of well-being. Another important advantage covered in the chapter is the development of intellectual and creative capacities. People can reach new heights of creativity and critical thinking by rerouting their sexual energy for intelligence and creativity. This improves long-term objectives and professional success in addition to enriching personal life. Thus, seminal retention is not just an energy-saving technique, but also a potent instrument for intellectual and psychological development. For individuals who are prepared to embrace seminal retention as a crucial component of their spiritual and personal growth, this chapter offers a helpful and motivating manual. A clear route to complete realization and ongoing progress is provided by the methods and routines that are simple to adopt and apply into daily life. By putting these methods into practice, viewers of the Gods of Semen channel can achieve greater levels of health, energy, and well-being, and undergo a profound life transformation. This chapter's holistic approach is particularly beneficial since it acknowledges that seminal retention is a component of a balanced and mindful lifestyle rather than an isolated practice. The advantages of each practice are increased when physical activity, meditation, and healthy living practices are combined to produce a potent synergy. This comprehensive strategy guarantees that people not only preserve their sexual arousal, but also make good use of it to foster ongoing spiritual and personal development. As the head of the Gods of Semen channel, I believe that this chapter is a vital tool for our audience. It offers the practical resources required to successfully use seminal retention, in addition to motivation. People can realize their full potential and lead more complete, healthy, and satisfying lives by adhering to the recommendations made. With deliberate and disciplined practice, seminal retention turns into a potent tool for personal growth, enabling each man to become more and more like the best version of himself. Furthermore, the advantages discussed in this chapter go beyond just improving one's physical and mental well-being to include spiritual development. It is believed that seminal retention can elevate vital energy to new heights and foster a closer bond with both the inner self and the outside world. This spiritual component gives practice a deeper level of complexity, transforming it from a means of promoting health and longevity to a means of achieving enlightenment and spiritual fulfillment. Although implementing crucial retention principles into our daily life calls for dedication and self-control, the rewards outweigh the costs. A long and robust life depends on a condition of balance and harmony, which is cultivated by regular exercise, meditation, and healthy lifestyle choices. By teaching us to respect and intentionally employ our vital energy, seminal retention supports not only our personal and spiritual development, but also our own well-being. In the end, this chapter serves as a reminder that we are in charge of maintaining our own vitality. Seminal retention is a technique that allows us to redirect our sexual energy to produce a more balanced, healthy, and successful life. It is a path of self-awareness and self-control that helps us live more deliberately and mindfully, maximizing every facet of our lives. We are here to help and support our viewers on this path as the leaders of the Gods of Semen channel, giving them the resources and information they need to realize their full potential and lead genuinely remarkable lives. Therefore, seminal retention is a philosophy of life that inspires us to live more fully and intentionally, not just a practice. By using the methods and practices discussed in this chapter, we are not only protecting our sexual energy, but also converting it into a potent force that propels our spiritual and personal development. We can live more in harmony with our actual selves and the universe around us by engaging in this practice, which helps us connect with our inner core. The 6th chapter concludes by providing a thorough and motivational manual for the application of seminal retention and all of its advantages. It provides viewers with the skills and information they need to use these practices in their everyday lives, encouraging strong mental and physical well-being, better emotional regulation, and substantial intellectual and creative development. I genuinely think that seminal retention is a crucial practice for anyone looking to increase their vitality and longevity, and as the head of the Gods of Semen channel, this chapter is a priceless tool for anyone considering starting this life-changing path. One crucial component that gives the practice of seminal retention an uplifting human dimension is the 7th chapter's presentation of success stories and testimonies. In addition to supporting the scientific arguments previously made, the video establishes an emotional bond with viewers by sharing the experiences of people who have implemented this practice and seen notable improvements in their lives, demonstrating that the advantages of seminal retention are real and attainable. These testimonials are compelling illustrations of the beneficial effects that seminal retention can have on a range of facets of life, including relationships, general health, and career performance. Because they provide verifiable proof that crucial retention may result in meaningful and constructive changes, these personal accounts are very good at inspiring and encouraging viewers. Viewers are more likely to believe in the efficacy of this practice and think about implementing it in their own lives after hearing about individuals who have used seminal retention to increase their overall health, enhance their relationships, and succeed professionally. The idea of seminal retention is made more relatable by these testimonies, which turn it from an abstract theory into a useful practice. Furthermore, these success stories support the notion that seminal retention is a component of a holistic way of life that fosters spiritual and personal growth rather than merely being a standalone activity. Every tale that is given is a living example of how preserving sexual energy may result in a life that is more balanced, healthy, and successful. These people report improvements in particular aspects of their lives, but they also convey a broader sense of contentment and well-being that goes beyond psychological and physical advantages to a higher degree of personal fulfillment. It's critical to acknowledge the variety of experiences offered when examining these success stories. Every narrative is different, showing how seminal retention can be incorporated into each person's life and how it can take several forms based on their own circumstances and objectives. This variety shows how adaptable practices are to the unique requirements and difficulties of each individual, making them a universal tool for spiritual and personal growth. These testimonies, in my opinion, are a striking illustration of the transformational potential of seminal retention. They demonstrate how we can get a degree of vigor and mental clarity that enables us to accomplish our objectives more successfully and lead more fulfilling lives by taking charge of our sexual energy. These success tales serve as motivational reminders that when we focus our attention in a deliberate and aware manner, we can overcome obstacles and do amazing things. Furthermore, by including these testimonies in the movie, the seminal retention practice gains legitimacy. We are more confident in the efficacy of this technique when we hear from actual individuals who have benefited from seminal retention. This is particularly crucial in an area where ignorance and skepticism are commonplace. By demonstrating that seminal retention is a tried and true strategy for individuals who are prepared to put in the effort, these testimonies aid in breaking down barriers and establishing a foundation of trust. These tales also highlight how crucial the community and reciprocal assistance are to the historic retention process. Many of the people who gave their stories emphasize how important other practitioners' assistance, whether via online forums, support groups, or meditation circles, was to their achievement. This highlights how crucial it is to locate a network of people who can support you, share your experiences, and give you advice as you go. It is crucial to establish a strong community in order to sustain motivation and get past any obstacles that may come up during seminal retention. These testimonies also provide tangible illustrations of how seminal retention can be modified to accommodate various lifestyles and personal requirements. Every narrative is distinct, illustrating the various ways in which individuals have integrated seminal retention into their everyday lives and the various ways in which they have influenced their lives. This illustrates how adaptable each person's practice is and how they can find the harmony and balance that work best for their unique situation. These success stories narratives also reaffirm the link between spiritual and personal growth and seminal retention. People who have discussed their experiments frequently talk about how seminal retention improved their self-awareness, discipline, and inner connection. These elements emphasize the significance of seminal retention as a tool for internal transformation and personal fulfillment, and are essential to spiritual and personal development. These testimonies highlight not only the advantages for individuals, but also the beneficial effects that seminal retention can have on relationships with others. Many people report notable benefits in their relationships, which they attribute to increased physical vitality, emotional control, and mental clarity brought about by seminal retention. According to this, practice helps people engage with others in a way that is healthier, more harmonious, and more fulfilling in addition to helping the person. These testimonies are an integral component of our objective to promote seminal retention as a crucial practice for male vitality within the framework of the Gods of Semen channel. They give our ideas a strong basis and demonstrate that seminal retention is a practice that has been shown to produce notable and beneficial improvements in people's lives, rather than only a theory. By telling these tales, we are giving our audience actual success and motivational examples, encouraging them to implement seminal retention in their own lives and reap the rewards of this effective technique. These testimonials also contribute to our readers' feeling of belonging and community. It can be really uplifting and motivating to know that others have gone through similar things and succeeded through seminal retention. People feel safer and more secure to start their own groundbreaking retention journey in this setting, which fosters a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. It is clear from considering these testimony that seminal retention can be an effective means of achieving spiritual and personal growth. The success examples shared demonstrate that a degree of vitality and realization that surpasses typical expectations may be attained with commitment, self-control, and assistance. These results demonstrate that seminal retention can have a meaningful impact, offering observable advantages that profoundly and significantly raise people's quality of life. These testimonies also emphasize the significance of a thoughtful and well-rounded strategy for seminal retention. They demonstrate that practice involves actively and purposefully channeling and directing sexual energy in addition to abstinence. This entails combining techniques like meditation, exercise, and healthy living to create a comprehensive way of living that supports mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Maximizing the advantages of seminal retention and guaranteeing long-lasting and sustainable change depend on this well-rounded strategy. To sum up, the 7th chapter provides a compelling and motivational viewpoint on the advantages of seminal retention through the presentation of success stories and testimonies. The success of this approach is persuasively demonstrated by these true accounts of people who have used pivotal retention and seen notable benefits in their lives. They inspire viewers to think about implementing seminal retention in their own life by offering an emotional and motivating connection, in addition to reaffirming the scientific reasons previously made. This chapter, which demonstrates that seminal retention is a transforming practice that can result in a happier, more balanced, and spiritually full life, is crucial for inspiring and encouraging our community, in my opinion, as the leader of the Gods of Semen channel. In addition to providing motivational tales, we are establishing a strong foundation of trustworthiness and trust through these effective narratives, which will help with seminal retention. These testimonials serve as live evidence that seminal retention can truly change people's lives by offering advantages that go beyond physical health to a higher degree of joy and well-being. They serve as a reminder that when we take charge of our own vital energy and use it purposefully and consciously to further our own development, we are capable of experiencing profound changes. These tales also demonstrate how crucial it is to have an optimistic outlook and a strong dedication in order to reap the rewards of seminal retention. The people who gave their testimonials showed a strong sense of resolve and a thorough comprehension of the advantages of seminal retention, which highlights the value of self-control and tenacity in practice. Our audience is reminded by this that seminal retention demands commitment and work, but the benefits are worthwhile. Lastly, these testimonials support the main point of the Gods of Semen channel, which is that seminal preservation is a crucial habit for male vitality, as well as for spiritual and personal growth. They offer verifiable evidence that seminal retention can result in a more balanced, healthy, and fulfilled life, inspiring our readers to set out on this transformative journey and realize all of its possibilities. By sharing these success stories, we are encouraging a community of strong, healthy, and spiritually performed men by giving our viewers the confidence to trust in the power of seminal retention and to actively implement this practice into their own life. A vital first step for anyone starting this path of spirituality and self-improvement is acknowledging that seminal retention can be difficult. The 8th chapter provides us with a candid and practical analysis of the typical challenges that many people encounter while attempting to implement this practice. At first glance, the temptation to have frequent orgasms, social pressures, and a lack of knowledge about the long-term advantages may seem insurmountable, but this chapter provides us with not only an analysis of these difficulties, but also useful strategies and solutions for overcoming them. One of the most obvious obstacles that many guys have is the tendency to have frequent orgasms. Instant satisfaction and constant sexual energy release are frequently viewed in our society as indicators of success and virility. We learn to appreciate sexual energy as a valuable resource that may be directed toward other areas of our lives, though, thanks to seminal retention. Techniques for mental control, such visualization and focused meditation, are promoted as effective means of overcoming these temptations and refocusing our energies on more important and lofty objectives. The challenge of sustaining seminal retention is also significantly influenced by social forces. Isolation and dissatisfaction can result from the stigma attached to abstinence or the practice of managing one's own sexual energy. In addressing these front challenges, this chapter emphasizes the significance of locating a support network that appreciates and comprehends the fundamental retention technique. Meditation circles, online forums, and support groups are recommended as places to share experiences and offer encouragement, creating a space where people can feel understood and inspired to keep going. Another issue mentioned in the chapter is a lack of knowledge on the long-term advantages of seminal retention. It's possible that many men are unaware of the significant changes this practice can bring about in terms of their spiritual development and physical well-being. In addition to outlining these advantages, this chapter offers proof and anecdotes that support the efficacy of seminal retention. The pursuit of knowledge and ongoing education are highlighted as crucial elements in overcoming false information and maximizing the advantages of this approach. Along with difficulties, the chapter provides workable answers that are simple to understand and incorporate into everyday activities. Techniques for mental control, such as meditation and conscious breathing, are promoted as useful ways to improve self-discipline and concentrate on long-term objectives. The significance of developing a determined and focused mindset is underlined, emphasizing how apparent clarity may support overcoming challenges and sustaining motivation in trying situations. Another essential solution covered in the chapter is community support. The capacity to stick with the seminal retention technique can be greatly impacted by exchanging experiences and getting support from people who are traveling the same path. Building a strong support system not only offers emotional assistance, but also a forum for exchanging methods and approaches that can help people succeed. One strategy to overcome the obstacles is to cultivate a mindset that is centered on long-term goals. This chapter highlights how crucial it is to keep a clear vision of the advantages of seminal retention in the future, using this vision as a constant source of inspiration and motivation. It is advised to set clear objectives and acknowledge minor accomplishments along the way in order to stay motivated and focused, even when obstacles appear insurmountable. In my opinion, this chapter presents a fair and practical analysis of the crucial retention practice. A clear route to success is created by acknowledging and addressing the difficulties at hand while offering workable answers and successful tactics. Mental control strategies, community support, and a long-term goal-oriented mindset combine to create a strong foundation that can change the crucial retention experience into a difficult battle for a path of self-discovery and ongoing development. Furthermore, the focus on the value of ongoing education and community support aligns well with the values we uphold on the Gods of Semen channel. We are aware that sharing experiences and pooling collective strength can enhance individual gains, and that the crucial retention journey need not be a lonely one. Establishing and engaging in a support group helps the community grow and prosper overall, in addition to strengthening our personal profession. This chapter provides useful ideas that can be easily incorporated into everyday activities, increasing the practice of seminal retention's accessibility and long-term viability. A positive cycle of physical, mental, and spiritual well-being is produced by combining mindful breathing and meditation practices with the development of good lifestyle choices. This all-encompassing strategy guarantees that seminal retention is an essential component of a balanced and mindful lifestyle rather than merely a standalone activity. By adopting a long-term goal-oriented perspective, we are fostering an internal discipline that enables us to go beyond challenges and continue using seminal retention consistently. In addition to assisting us in avoiding instant temptations, this focus helps us stay on track with our personal growth and health objectives. To turn our sexual energy into a potent force for spiritual and personal fulfillment, we need to be determined and have a clear aim. In summary, the 8th chapter provides a thorough examination of the difficulties posed by the seminal retention technique, along with workable answers and efficient methods for resolving these issues. He acknowledges the actual challenges that many people have, but he also provides encouragement and advice on how to get past them. As the head of the Gods of Semen channel, I believe that this chapter is a useful resource for our audience since it offers a clear roadmap for achievement and self-improvement in addition to an honest assessment of difficulties. Our readers may confidently navigate the groundbreaking retention path by implementing the tactics discussed, conquering the obstacles, and enjoying the many advantages that this approach can provide. More than just a straightforward abstinence exercise, seminal retention is a discipline that fortifies our body, mind, and soul. This chapter serves as a reminder that although obstacles are real and can occasionally be intimidating, we can overcome them with perseverance, encouragement from others, and the cultivation of a laser-like mindset. By using these resources, we can turn the seminal retention practice into a potent instrument for spiritual and personal development, leading to a more balanced, healthy, and contented existence. It is a path of self-discovery and metamorphosis that helps us live more purposefully and mindfully, maximizing our vital energy to design a whole and spiritually fulfilled existence. One of the most fascinating and enlightening aspects of our path of seminal retention and personal growth is the junction of science and mysticism in comprehending sexual energy, as discussed in the 9th chapter. This section broadens our understanding of sexual energy while also balancing conventional and contemporary ideas, providing a comprehensive perspective that enhances our knowledge and application. Sexual energy can be elevated and changed into a potent spiritual force through the exploitation of Kundalini, a concept that has profound roots in Oriental spiritual traditions. The latent force that, when awakened, ascends through the chakras and leads to a state of illumination and spiritual fulfillment is symbolized by Kundalini, which is frequently compared to a sleeping serpent at the base of the spine. This ancient practice of transforming sexual energy into spiritual energy seeks to harmonize all aspects of the human being in addition to purification and spiritual development. The significance of sexual and mental health fluids has also started to be acknowledged by contemporary scientific theories. According to endocrinology and neuroscience research, sex gland hormones are essential for controlling a number of bodily processes, including mood, cognition, and metabolism. Therefore, sexual energy is more than just a physical force. It is a complex energy that has a significant impact on our overall well-being. The integration of science and mysticism results in a comprehensive method that enhances our comprehension of sexual energy. In this context, seminal retention is a discipline that entails conscious control and the channeling of this energy for higher objectives, rather than only being a physical activity. We are sustaining our physical vitality, as well as our intellectual and spiritual development, by preserving and transforming sexual energy. Dr. Junior and Dr. Voronov. These two universes are connected by Brinkley, whose theories are discussed in this chapter. They contend that seminal retention makes it possible to conserve sexual energy, which can subsequently be used to fuel the muscles and brain, resulting in a longer and healthier lifespan. This concept is similar to spiritual activities that aim to elevate Kundalini, the point at which sexual energy is converted into a spiritual force that propels a person on his or her path to self-awareness and fulfillment. In my opinion, the practice of seminal retention is powerfully validated by this blending of science and mysticism. Knowledge fragmentation is frequent in our day and age, and it is not only necessary but imperative that various disciplines come together to produce a more comprehensive understanding of the human condition. When viewed from this holistic perspective, seminal retention becomes a multi-purpose tool that serves a person's physical, mental, and spiritual requirements. This chapter's holistic approach encourages us to acknowledge the strength of our sexual energy and its many significant applications. We are able to use our sexual energy more deliberately and consciously by comprehending and putting into practice the ideas of both science and mysticism, which fosters a healthy balance between the body, mind, and spirit. Additionally, transforming sexual energy into spiritual energy enhances our spiritual lives in addition to our bodily and mental well-being. As a result, seminal retention becomes a discipline that goes beyond simple abstinence and becomes a path to personal development and fulfillment. This change is essential for people who want to live a fuller, more spiritually satisfied life in addition to a longer, healthier one. The legitimacy and profundity of seminal retention as a necessary practice for male vitality are further supported by the incorporation of mystical ideas like Kundalini with contemporary scientific findings. This all-encompassing method encourages a thorough understanding of sexual energy, acknowledging its influence on various facets of human life. With this knowledge, we may make better use of our sexual energy, which benefits not only our physical well-being, but also our intellectual and spiritual development. This chapter marks an important turning point in our goal to promote seminal retention as a crucial practice for male vitality within the framework of the Gods of Semen channel. It gives us a strong basis that bridges the gap between the spiritual and the scientific, the old and the new, to provide a story that is both enlightening and inspirational. We are empowering our viewers to adopt a practice that is profoundly impactful and full of purpose by disseminating these insights to our community. A more comprehensive and balanced understanding of sexual energy is provided by the nexus of science and mysticism, which enables us to investigate and utilize its potential for the good of all facets of our existence. When used with this comprehensive awareness, seminal retention becomes a potent discipline that fosters not just physical health and longevity, but also spiritual development and personal fulfillment. Achieving a condition of harmony and balance, which is necessary for a complete and satisfying existence, requires a holistic approach. In summary, the 9th chapter provides a thorough and insightful examination of the ways in which mysticism and science interact to comprehend sexual energy. In order to promote a more comprehensive and all-encompassing approach to seminal retention, he challenges us to adopt an integrated perspective that values both scientific advancements and traditional spiritual practices. In my opinion, as the head of the Gods of Semen channel, this chapter is an essential component that enhances our message and fortifies our goal of encouraging male vigor via deliberate and thoughtful actions. By incorporating this information, we are becoming genuinely superhuman in our most fundamental form, maintaining our health and longevity, while also developing a closer and more meaningful relationship with the cosmos and ourselves. As we approach the last chapter, it's important to review the key ideas we discussed during this life-changing experience. In order to live a longer, happier, and more spiritually full life, seminal retention is not merely a standalone activity. Every chapter directed us toward a more comprehensive, lucid grasp of our human potential, from comprehending sexual energy and its critical significance to investigating the physiological effects of sexual fluid degradation. We emphasize how the sexual glands directly affect our physical and emotional well-being and are essential to sustaining our life vitality. The link between sexual energy and longevity has brought attention to how crucial it is to preserve this life force in order to extend our lives and enhance our everyday experiences with more vitality and mental clarity. The groundbreaking retention techniques discussed provided doable strategies for implementing this discipline into our daily lives and illustrated how it might result in notable enhancements to our mental and creative faculties, emotional regulation, and general wellness. Seminal retention is a tried and true method that can significantly and meaningfully change lives, as demonstrated by the testimonies and success stories that were presented. These testimonies serve as a reminder that we are not traveling this path alone, and that we can overcome the obstacles and enjoy the innumerable advantages that this practice has to offer with commitment and assistance. We also acknowledge the difficulties in maintaining seminal retention, including the temptation for frequent orgasms, social pressures, and ignorance of its long-term advantages. However, by employing mind control techniques, community support, and a mindset focused on our long-term goals, the realistic answers and strategies provided have enabled us to face these challenges with confidence and resolve. We discover that sexual energy is a complex force that supports our mental and physical well-being, as well as our spiritual development by investigating the nexus between science and mysticism. By combining ancient and contemporary knowledge, this holistic approach offers a thorough perspective that enhances our work and helps us better understand our inner selves. At the conclusion of this video, I urge you, the audience, to incorporate the seminal retention technique into your everyday routine. You have the resources necessary to make a significant change in your life thanks to the information and techniques we share. By combining the exercises, meditation techniques, and healthy living practices we've covered, you may begin your journey with resolve and awareness. Look for additional information and assistance through our communities and networks, where you will discover a group of guys dedicated to seed retention for spiritual and personal growth. Keep in mind that seminal retention is a discipline of self-care and self-transformation, as well as abstinence. You are making an investment in your long-term well-being, spiritual fulfillment, and health by maintaining your sexual vitality. Make the most of every part of your life by allowing yourself to live more deliberately and consciously. Although the path may be difficult, the rewards are priceless, offering a life that is more balanced, lively, and spiritually satisfying. I urge you to put the techniques in this video into practice and observe the improvements they will make in your life. Accept seminal retention as a means of becoming the best version of yourself and realizing your full potential. Become a member of a community that is committed to fostering male vitality via deliberate and mindful actions by joining us on the Gods of Semen channel. By working together, we can change our lives and reach a condition of fulfillment and harmony that will eventually lead us to our true superhuman potential. I appreciate you sticking with me this long, and your dedication to your own spiritual and personal growth. I hope you have health, vitality, and fulfillment on your path. We will continue to examine the countless opportunities that seminal retention can present in the upcoming video. Do you feel older and more worn out as time seems to be passing too quickly, and your vitality is waning? Avoid allowing frequent orgasms to worsen your quality of life and hasten aging. We demonstrate how seminal retention may be the answer to regaining your vigor, extending your life, and achieving total well-being on the Gods of Semen channel. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your loved ones about it if you want to improve your longevity and health. Don't forget to watch our upcoming film, in which we'll discuss more effective methods for boosting your energy levels and leading better, more fulfilling lives.